This is Father Andrew Ritchie, and you're listening to Catholic Inspiration, a podcast from my website at studyprayserve.com. These homilies, presentations, and retreats form part of my ministry as a Catholic priest for the Diocese of Superior. And now I invite you to open your hearts to some Catholic inspiration.
Today is the feast of St. James the Apostle. Now our gospel reading is Matthew chapter 20, verses 20 to 28. The mother of the sons of Zebedee approached Jesus with her sons and did him homage, wishing to ask him for something. He said to her, "What do you wish?" She answered him, "Command that these two sons of mine sit, one at your right and the other at your left, in your kingdom." Jesus said in reply, "You do not know what you are asking. Can you drink the chalice that I am going to drink?" They said to him, "We can." He replied, "My chalice you will indeed drink, but to sit at my right and at my left, this is not mine to give, but is for those for whom it has been prepared by my Father." When the 10 heard this, they became indignant at the two brothers. But Jesus summoned them and said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them. The great ones make their authority over them felt. But it shall not be so among you. Rather, whoever wishes to be great among you shall be your servant. Whoever wishes to be first among you shall be your slave. Just so the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." What do you want me to do? I want my sons to sit at your left and your right in the kingdom. Now, this obviously is a great example that we are all works in progress. And I gotta love the Gospels because they don't spin anything here. They tell it like it is. All of the foibles, all of the mistakes, all of the times that I'm sure that the disciples would look at each other and go, "I can't believe I said that." And yet we still hear it. Long after the death and resurrection of Jesus is over, the Gospels give us the very human insight into the disciples. This is one of them. James and John are using their mother to try to, inkle for some sort of prestige, power, fame, glory, honor in heaven. Now, obviously, everybody else is upset, and Jesus uses this as a teachable moment. But here's my point, folks. Jesus was patient with his disciples in their weakness. In this case, looking for some sort of glory or fame. He teaches, and this becomes really, you want to be great, be a servant. You want to be first, be the slave. In other words, serve, and through service comes greatness. Jesus takes his disciples where they're at and teaches them so they can grow. And the Lord does the same for us. We're talking about the feast of St. James. In the end, he gets it right. But in this moment, we see him really in a moment of weakness. And as Jesus did not give up on his disciples, he does not give up on us. And so, friends, today, this is kind of one of those gut checks. Are there things in our life that we've been dragging along, past mistakes, past sins? Are there things that have been like a boat anchor and they're weighing us down? Now, don't get me wrong. We got to own them. We got to be accountable. We have to recognize when we've fallen short. But here's the thing. The Lord will help us to grow. For in the moment that we repent, the moment that we turn to the Lord, the moment that we understand the lesson that we need to learn, it's at that point that a breakthrough can happen. And we grow in grace. We grow in the stature that we are called to be as sons and daughters of God. I take great comfort and great hope in this passage, because this is not where James and John and the other disciples, for that matter, will stay. Rather, in this moment, Jesus teaches. And in this moment, they have lessons to learn. We do too. Today, I'd like to pause for a second then and just say, what are the lessons from our past we need to learn so that we can apply them now and follow the Lord? Where are those past mistakes? Just name them. set them before the cross of Christ, and open our hearts to Jesus. And in that moment, we will find that the Lord is already working within us to help us grow in humility, in service, in grace, in all the fruits of the Spirit, that we will love God and love one another. That, my friends, is the path that we seek. Not always pretty. It's not always smooth. But the Lord walks with us. Thank God. May we take the Lord's hand and be led from where we are, where He meets us, to where He leads us into life. God bless you all.
This is Father Andrew Ritchie, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of Catholic Inspiration. These homilies, podcasts, presentations, and retreats are part of my ministry. And folks, if you found it helpful, please feel free to share my podcast with someone you know and love in the hopes that it will help them in their journey of faith. And you can help me if you just go back to your podcast engine and write me a rating and a review. I keep all my listeners in my daily prayers, and I ask that you remember me in yours as well. God bless you, my friends.